The fish on your plate could be linked to a hidden crisis in your tetch. This isn't just about dinner, it's about the alarming consequences of Pangasius farming practices that you need to recognize now. While Pangasius may seem like a harmless choice for a casual meal, its farming methods are wreaking havoc on ecosystems and potentially contaminating the materials in your favorite gadgets. As you scroll through your smartphone, consider this: the chemicals from Pangasius farms are seeping into waterways, creating a toxic cycle that threatens both our environment and your tetch. Imagine a fisherman casting his net, unknowingly pulling in not just fish but harmful substances that could compromise the electronics you rely on. This isn't a distant concern, it's a reality that tech companies often overlook as they scramble for resources. The connection between your devices and Pangasius farming is closer than you think. Even brands that promote sustainability might be unwittingly part of this problem, advocating eco-friendly practices while their supply chains are entangled in harmful activities. This is not merely a fish story, it's a critical issue about the ethics of consumption in an increasingly interconnected world. As you make daily choices, ask yourself, are you supporting a system that prioritizes convenience over responsibility? The next time you reach for your smartphone or laptop, remember the hidden costs tied to your tech. Awareness is key. Your dinner choices can have far-reaching effects on the tech world. It's time to confront these connections and act before it's too late. What will you do with this knowledge? The impact is collective, and the clock is ticking. You might see Pangasius as just another fish on your plate, but it has a hidden secret that could change how we view our favorite tech gadgets. Have you ever considered where the materials in your devices come from? The unseen impact of Pangasius farming is extensive and concerning, and many don't realize how closely linked their daily tech uses to this industry. Picture a fishing village in Vietnam. Fishermen cast their nets into murky waters, pulling up shimmering Pangasius. It seems innocent, right? But beneath the surface, a complex web of environmental stress is unfolding. The fertilizers and chemicals used in farming flood the rivers, impacting not just the fish but entire ecosystems. These pollutants don't just vanish, they seep into the very minerals used in electronics. As our demand for tech grows, so does Pangasius farming, creating a cycle that many remain blissfully unaware of. Imagine you're in a busy cafe, your device buzzing with notifications. Each ping is powered by materials sourced from places you might not want to think about. What if you discovered that your new gadget is contributing to suffering in a distant location? The tension rises as farming practices push the limits of sustainability. Fish populations decline, ecosystems struggle, and the tech industry expands rapidly, creating a ripple effect that impacts everything from water quality to ethical sourcing. So, what can we do? It's not just about avoiding Pangasius on our plates, it's about demanding transparency from tech companies. Educating ourselves about the sourcing of our gadgets can spark real change. As we reflect on this hidden connection, consider how your choices ripple through the world. Every time you reach for your device, remember the untold stories behind its materials. It's time to act, inform, and change the narrative. Let's start a conversation about what we consume, both in food and technology. The power lies in our awareness. What will you do with yours? Have you ever considered what your latest tech gadget has in common with the fish on your plate? It might sound strange, but this connection is more significant than you think. Pangasius farming is booming right now, yet many people overlook the hidden impacts of this industry. When was the last time you thought about where the materials in your devices come from? It all begins with a complex web of supply chains in Southeast Asia. While those sleek gadgets may seem harmless, Pangasius farming is tied to a much darker narrative that affects our oceans and the technology we rely on. Most consumers don't realize that the materials essential for our devices can be traced back to ecosystems harmed by intensive fish farming. Soil becomes depleted, water gets polluted, and entire communities suffer. But why should this concern you? Imagine enjoying a delicious Pangasius dinner, completely unaware of the environmental damage it causes. It's not just about the fish, it's about the ripple effects on the industries we depend on daily. The high demand for tech gadgets fuels these farms, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Many farmers use methods that lead to excessive chemical use, which seeps into waterways. This pollution harms not only the fish, but also contaminates the materials needed for electronics. The very devices you rely on could be linked to toxic waste. What if I told you that each time you upgrade your phone, you might be supporting this harmful cycle? As consumers, we often overlook these connections, but they're everywhere. In a world striving for sustainability, Pangasius farming highlights the hidden costs of convenience. It's easy to ignore these realities while scrolling through social media, but the truth is urgent. So, what can you do? Start asking questions. Where do your products come from? What practices are behind those shiny gadgets?